Hello everyone, this is Stephen Howson.
Stephen Howson is a football fan turned freelance presenter who now has a social reach of almost 500,000 people. He is best known for his work on Full-Time Devils, but how did a fan end up working in the media?
Probably just fell into it. I started writing a blog about Man United in 2012, and within a couple of years of writing the blog, Full-Time Devils had started, and they was asking for blogs to share their stuff, and my blog got quite popular pretty quickly, and we was hitting 1 million views a month quite soon, and it was one of the bigger Manchester United blogs out there, and they just kept asking us, will you share this, will you share this? So I'm not bothered, yeah, share. That's my attitude to everything, is always, make friends with people, share stuff when people ask, and there's enough screens for us all. So I shared the stuff, and that then was like, do you want to come and do a video? Do you want to come and do a video? And that ended up leading to me ending up presenting videos. And yeah, I mean, I didn't plan this in the slightest.
What's the difference that you've seen? Because obviously you've worked for mainstream companies, you've been on BBC, you've been on Premier League's channel. What's the difference in the two? So from a mainstream broadcaster to YouTube?
I think the main difference between YouTube and what happens on broadcast television, there's a few things. Viewer interaction, I think, is huge. The comments that you get, you don't see EastEnders with comments on. Can you imagine if you did? Like, maybe it'd change the dynamic of the TV show. I think comments can be both good and bad. They can be critical and they can be horrific sometimes, YouTube comments. But I do think that interaction that you have with the viewers, that opening the door, that rawness that you're able to bring them in. I mean, you can see people do YouTube in a TV style, and you're starting to see TV done in a YouTube style, which is a lot of people holding cameras and a lot of people talking directly to the camera, which is it's never really been done. Even documentaries, when they've been done on traditional television, they don't really talk to the camera in the same sort of way that a YouTuber talks to them. When a YouTuber's talking to the camera, they're addressing a viewer. When like, say, David Attenborough's presenting something, it's amazing, but it's almost like a theatre play. It doesn't feel like he's engaging you in particular. I think that's the difference. YouTube's very personal, I think.
Football's a massive passion of yours, and you've been managed to meet quite a few big names. Is there any that stick out in your head as like your favourite, and why? Because obviously you've met that man to your right.
That's the big one. Cantona is the reason I love football. I was an impressionable 10, 11-year-old when he signed for Manchester United. I think I was 10. And a man that just walks around, he's got his chest up, he's got his collar up, he just doesn't care. And I've never seen anything like this. And as my opinions and my brain's being formed, and I've got Oasis absolutely rocking the place, and I've got Cantona just walking about like this, like the world owes him something. And it's, as an impressionable teenager, that leaves a mark. And the way he played football left a mark. He wasn't the quickest, he wasn't the most skillful, but there was just something about the way that he made it a beautiful game for me, and he is the reason that I am in love with football. I've been lucky enough I met him at the Lowry, and then we was fortunate enough to interview him about 6 months later at the same place.
But he was also fortunate enough to meet fan favourite Patrice Evra.
Who are you? And that's the guys of YouTube.
I don't know who stands out as the biggest. It's possibly him. Evra was phenomenal. Evra's amazing. Been fortunate enough to meet Sir Bobby Charlton and Dennis Law.
And obviously we're in your studio today. What's the next step? What's going to take it to the next mark for you?
Myself and my friend Dave we got a studio to be a place that we filmed better content, and for us to professionalise the sort of things that we're doing. I wanted to have better guests on my podcast. Having a studio enables me to do that rather than taking people into my loft in my house. It's not a professional environment. We've created this studio for us, but we think the next step will be us creating content. We think Studio 68 is probably going to become a bit of a hub of YouTube content, podcast content in Manchester. We think that we can do that. And I'll see you in the next one. Laters.